It was really rough growing up because my parents were abused when they were younger. You know, I saw stuff that an adolescent should never see. You know, I tell people I grew up smelling crack smoke in the air. And don't get it twisted, you know, I love my parents, but they were just confused, they were lost, and they were addicted. And anybody that's had an addiction, it just grips you like a python. My dad, he's a pimp, he's in the streets. My mom, she's a prostitute. So when they had me, you know, they had been in the game, the lifestyle. They had been in that for a long time. My dad's addiction has become so powerful on him that he allowed gang members to move into our house. They would put cocaine on the table, they would have scales, they would weigh the dope out, they would baggie the dope up, you know, and the payment from my dad was cocaine. I grew up in fear, man. There would be people that would come that my dad would owe money, and they'd put a gun on the table and say, I'm gonna kill your whole family. So it got to the point where my mom, you know, she got tired. She's like, we have to make a change. And my dad, he wasn't ready to make that change. So she just decided it was over. I've had enough. I wanna get out. She was tired of being abused. She was tired of being a prostitute. And she just started drinking. All of a sudden, you know, here I see my mom coming around the corner with a butcher knife. And I told my dad, Mom has a knife. My mom, she plunges at my dad. I'm in the middle of my dad and mom, and then my dad, he pushes me out of the way when my mom is coming down with the knife and hits my dad right in the chest. Oh man, I can never forget, you know, that feeling of just emptiness and fear. The ambulance came, the cops came, they got him to the hospital, and my dad, you know, thank God, he didn't die. So my dad, he got out of the hospital, he went right back to drinking, he went right back to drugging. It was just the same life. He got caught selling drugs, and he had to do some jail time. And so I became homeless when my dad was in jail. So my mom, she was in prison. She had been connecting with a jail chaplain here in Eau Claire County. My mom said, you know, my son is out there in the streets. I don't know where he's at. Can you please look for him? She just started beating down the streets, looking for me everywhere. And she found me on Franklin Street. It was like I saw an angel, like a true smile doesn't lie. She said, I know your mother. She's like, I've been looking for you. And she picked me up, and that's when things began to change. She could see that my life was so dysfunctional that they had to step in and do something. They said, well, we can start the process of becoming your legal guardians. It was just a totally different life where they lived in the country. Man, we just went fishing, hunting, nice restaurants, you know, just family time. Those were all great things, but when I got older, I still was broken and hurt. So I began to take it out on drugs, pornography, alcohol, anything that I could use to escape the trauma that I had endured in my adolescent years. Then I got to the point where I'm like, man, I'm so sick of my life. Like, I knew that I had something great in me, but I didn't know how to extract it. And my godmother, she said, you know what to do. You just gotta make the decision. And it's the power of decision that'll change your life. And so I made a decision. I said, you know what? I'm gonna go to a treatment center. It transformed my life. I got connected with a mentor. I got connected with a church. My superpower began to shine. Like I found what my superpower was, and it was to start helping change lives. But you can't change anybody's life unless yours is changed. So when I graduated, I started a nonprofit organization called MBM, Motivation Begins with Your Mindset. We help people that are homeless. We help people that are on drugs. We help youth that are battling just like how I battle. We're helping transform lives because there's people like me that are out there that need to know that there's hope in the midst of the storm.